So like I said, I'm Ms. Adami. I am one of the PHSC counselors. So what is Aspire? So you are all Aspire students being in here right now. And what makes you an Aspire student is that you're needing certain coursework in order to be successful after high school. So whatever you choose to do, whatever career you choose, whatever college you choose, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing right now to be successful. So we have identified you all as Aspire students. Now some of you are already legacy students, right? Your counselors have told you you're legacy students. So this program, Aspire, is a district-wide program. So we are not replacing legacy. You are still legacy. You're just going to have additional recognition, additional support from the three of us. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to explain what Aspire means, talk to you about what you need for graduation, and then provide any resources that you might need from us. Okay? So what does Aspire mean? So Aspire, of course, stands for something. So Aspire, the A, means attaining success and purpose through an intentional, rigorous education. So, and you guys know what Aspire means is to work towards something, to want something. I aspire to be a Lakers cheerleader. I aspire to be a fashion clothing store owner. That was, when I was a senior in high school, I wanted to be a fashion clothing store owner. So don't freak out if you don't know what you want to do, but you want to be aspiring towards something, right? So that's why we chose this. In fact, the students at PUHSD actually chose our logo and everything, so we're really proud of it. So you guys are now considered Aspire students because you are meeting the intentional, rigorous education. You are demonstrating that through your coursework since your freshman year. So I'm going to go a little bit over that. What does that mean? But before I do that, I want to show you a video from Michelle Obama. The reason why we want you to be Aspire students and stay Aspire students is because I love this picture because of all the doors. We want you to have opportunity after high school. We don't want you to have 2 doors to choose from. We want you to choose from 10 doors, right? You want to have the opportunity to choose what you want to do, whatever path you want to take in life. One door might be the military. One door might be community college. One door might be a 4-year university. One door might be going into a skilled trade, maybe a union job. Some of you might be going straight to work, but we want you to have all those opportunities. And with what you're doing right now through your education is you are actually doing that. So I'm going to show you a real quick video from Michelle Obama, our former First Lady, and then I'm going to talk to you about what that means.
Who are you going to be? And if you'll notice, I'm not asking what are you going to do, but who are you going to be? I'm asking you about how you plan to live your life every day. How are you going to respond when you don't get that job you had your heart set on? For all of you who are going to be teachers, what are you going to do if the students in your class next year just don't respond to your lessons? For all of you going into business, how will you react when your boss gives you a goal that feels way too high? See, these are the moments that define us. Not the day you get the promotion, not the day you win Teacher of the Year, but the times that force you to claw and scratch and fight just to get through the day. The moments when you get knocked down and you're wondering whether it's even worth it to get back up. See, those are the times when you've got to ask yourself, who am I going to be? And I want to be clear, this isn't just some vague platitude about building character. In recent years, we've actually been seeing a growing body of research that shows that skills like resilience and conscientiousness can be just as important to your success as your test scores or even your IQ. For instance, West Point cadets who scored high on things like grit and determination were more likely to complete basic training than those who ranked high on things like class rank, SAT scores, and physical fitness. So what we're seeing is that if you're willing to dig deep, if you're willing to pick yourself up when you fall, if you're willing to work and work until your weaknesses become your strengths, then you'll develop a set of skills that you can mold and apply to any situation you encounter, any job you might have, any crisis you might confront. But you got to make that choice. And let me just share just a little.
Okay, so we're going to stop it there. 2 things I want to highlight from this video that I love is the crawl, scratch your way just to even come to school today. Some of you, that might be your reality. Just getting here might have been difficult. Maybe the last 2 years might have been difficult, especially with COVID. I don't want to talk about COVID. But you have had to do something to be successful to get yourself here today. That's the first thing you've done to make sure that you have that grit. The other thing I liked is how it said your SAT scores, your GPA, it doesn't matter for your success. I know schools, and we're at fault for doing this. We tell you, you have to have a certain GPA, you have to have a certain test score, you have to have certain coursework to be successful. No, you don't. You have to have determination, you have to have grit, you have to have resiliency. Ms. Transmit talked about that. And all of you have that. In order to have where you're at today educationally, you guys have done what that means to be resilient and have grit. So I'm going to talk to you really quick about the coursework, and then I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Tran. So as you guys already know, the A through G courses, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but you're in this room today because you've already met the A through G coursework, or you're scheduled right now to meet the A through G coursework with the classes that you currently have, or you might have 2 or 3 outside the school day that you have to complete to meet the, we call them the Aspire requirements. So you're already doing this, okay? That's why you're here. So that's why I said you're Aspire students. You're already doing this. But I want to show you one more thing about the Aspire coursework, is that it actually meets the Paris Union High School District graduation requirements. So you are also on track to meet the PUHSD graduation requirements. So you're not having to take extra work to be an Aspire student. What you're doing is you are getting a C or higher in all the graduation requirements. So congratulations. The only difference to be an Aspire student is you have to have 2 years of a language. Okay, so you have to have 2 years of a language other than English. That is the only difference from graduation. Everything else is the same. Some of you have already demonstrated the 2 years of a language. You took the AP Spanish test, right? You took the AP Spanish test, you scored a 3 or a 4, you've met that language. If you don't have a second-year language on your schedule, or you're not sure where you're at to be an Aspire student, definitely talk to your counselors. They can tell you, hey, you're short in Spanish. You need to take Spanish 2 semester 2, then you'll meet the requirement. But I want to just highlight one more thing a lot of seniors don't realize is that you're eligible for the biliteracy seal. And what the biliteracy seal is, it is a special seal that you get on your diploma, and it's an additional cord to wear at graduation. So especially those of you that are Spanish speaking, if you could demonstrate that you can master the 4th year of Spanish and English at the same time, you will get a biliteracy seal and a cord to wear at graduation. So if you're thinking, well, I haven't done that, talk to your counselor to sign up for the AP test or take that last semester of Spanish, and you will be eligible for that biliteracy seal as long as your English grades and your Spanish grades are. But that's a pretty powerful recognition. And of course, you need to do your FAFSA. You guys don't forget to do your FAFSA CATA. That's so important that you do your FAFSA CATA because that is also a graduation requirement. So now I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Tran about resiliency.
All right, good morning, guys. I know some of you are just walking in. Those of you walking in, you should be scanning a barcode scanner to check in, okay? And please take the seats in the first couple of rows for us. So far we talk about Aspire. What the Aspire program is attaining success through intentional, rigorous education, right? And that rigorous educations are the courses you're in right now. Those are what we call the A through G courses. And Ms. Dame just compare the two, your graduation requirement and your Aspire coursework, okay? And you watch a video from Ms. Michelle Obama, our former First Lady, and she talks about 2 skills that's really important for you to be successful in life, okay? One of them is resiliency, right? The other one is conscientiousness, okay? So I'm going to talk about resilience, and I'm going to play a little video for you guys. Before we play that, look at the message from Kobe. No matter how difficult the challenge is, always stay positive and believe in yourself. So anytime you have a day that is not going your way, go back to that quote. Okay, so I'm going to play a video for you guys, and then we're going to...
What is resilience? In short, resilience is the ability to cope when something goes wrong. From our ancestors' instinct to survive to modern-day stresses and strains. Our resilience has helped us to bounce back when things haven't gone to plan. But what does resilience look like? People who are more resilient are likely to be better at solving problems, ask for help when they need it, and have a can-do attitude. People who are less resilient are likely to struggle under pressure, experience symptoms of anxiety and depression, and often feel deflated and hopeless when things go wrong. So what can you do to boost your resilience? 1. Break the problem down. It will be much easier to manage in smaller pieces. 2. Focus on the positives. It will help you feel more optimistic about finding a solution. 3. Build and use your support network. Whether it's friends, family, or colleagues, it's good to have someone in your corner. 4. Look after yourself. It will help you refocus, making you feel more confident and in control. 5. Know your limits. If we take on too much, we can feel overwhelmed and unable to cope. Resilience is a skill that you can develop, and it takes practice. Over time, you'll become better and better at resolving problems when they arise. Try these 5 tips to boost your bounce back ability.
Okay, so hopefully you guys have an idea of what resilience is and how does it help you. We're going to talk more about the 5 tips. So keep in mind, this is from the video, right? 5 tips to help increase your resiliency. You want to break down the problem. If it's too complicated, you break it down in smaller problems that you can easily solve. Number 2, focus on the positive, you guys heard. And then number 3, you built your support network. And we're going to talk about those 2. We're going to focus on those 2 with that resiliency worksheet that I'm going to show you guys in just a moment. And then number 4 is looking after yourself. That's making sure you take care of yourself health-wise, sleeping right, and maybe exercise or do something that makes you feel happy. And then number 5 is know your limits. Again, we're going to focus on 2 things, the 2 factors today. That's focus on your positives and building your support system. I just want to show you what the resiliency worksheet is going to look like that we're going to have you guys do. It's going to be a really short worksheet that's going to help you guys. So that's what it would look like. So what I want you to do in this worksheet, and it's going to be part of your survey at the end, guys, is I want you to list 3 family members that you can have under your support network, okay? So you can put their name, you can put aunt, uncle, but just so that you have it there for you. You can list 3 names of your friends, okay? And again, these are your support network, okay? And then also on the left side, you see school staff, okay? And it could be your counselor, it could be your coach, it could be your English teacher. So somebody you feel comfortable enough to have in your support network. And then down at the bottom, it's other resources. And this could be a person, or it could be an item, or it could be a thing. It could be your go-to place that's going to make you feel supported and good, okay? It could be your therapist, or it doesn't have to be, okay? And at the bottom, we're going to focus on your positives. So anytime you, let's say you're in a classroom, and you're like, oh my goodness, the day is not your day. So it's always better to bounce back to your positive. Think back to your positive. So I want you to come up with 5 positive, guys, if you can, and put it in those shaded boxes right there, and you're just going to complete that. So this is for you guys. Anytime, like, you feel like you're not going to be able to solve any problems, just remember those 5 tips, and always go back to your support network and your positives. Okay, and you're going to be completing this as part of your survey at the end. Okay, so now we talk about being an Aspire student, right? Now we're going to look at some resources for you guys. I just want to mention the resources that's available to you guys. So you guys are at Heritage. If you're in a classroom, okay, one of the tools to help you be successful, if you need it, is basically tutoring. If you guys need any type of tutoring, this is the tutoring as far as any resources that's available on campus for you guys. So this is for Heritage. This is our Counseling Smart page that's put on by the famous Heritage counselors. Okay? I hope you guys, how many of you guys are aware of the SMORTS page? Okay, that's very good, guys. Okay. Also at the top, real quickly, I want to mention the Paris Union Aspire Counseling page. I created that page for you guys, so basically it has everything, our contact information, all the high school's website. We got the college fair coming up, so you'll see a link. Those are all direct links. You click on it and you get information. There's also the Scan Strive is basically for you guys to register for the event. Okay? And the college fair is going to be this Friday on the 27th. Also, right down there, it says Paris Union Events and Announcement. You click on that, all the announcement, any type of scholarship will be on there also. So everything is all on one page for you guys. Okay? And if you need to know the graduation requirements, what your Aspire courses is also there too. So these are the resources you have. Please utilize it. We want to provide support and anything we can to help you be successful in your Aspire courses. Okay, and now I'm going to give you one more thing. Mr. T is going to talk about one more thing to get excited about the Aspire course.
All right, so I get to talk about the fun stuff. But before I do, I'm just going to recap with you all just a little bit. So our goal as counselors, as district counselors, and in collaboration with your guys as counselors is we want to just set you guys up for success after you graduate. That's really what this is all about. We want to make sure that when you guys leave, you're not just sitting at home for 3-4 years chilling on parents' couch, on uncle's couch, right? Like, we want you guys to be ready to have skills so that when you graduate, you can automatically jump into something, right? It don't have to be what we say or what we did. We just want you to be ready to do anything that's going to set you up for success in the future. Because times are changing, right? Things aren't like they used to be. You know, you got to grind a little harder nowadays, and we're aware of that, and that's what this is all about. So the reason we're taking this approach with you guys today is because we understand that different people are motivated by different things. Some of you guys might have just needed what Ms. Adame did, right? Show me what I need to do, and I'll do it, right? That's how I was. Some of you guys might need a little more just motivation, right? Ms. Tran talked about resilience, and you might not know how to get that within. That's why we kind of included that. So you can go back, you can work on that worksheet if you need it. If that's something that you feel you need, figure out who has your back, right? And that's what some of us need too. Other of us, you guys might have the motivation, you might know what you got to do, but you're like, I don't really care about this stuff because I want something in my hands right now, right? And that's why we have this as well. So we do have incentives that we're going to be offering. So this is like prizes, gear, raffles, all different things that we're going to be trying to do to motivate you guys. What do you have to do? You have to pass those courses that we talked about with a C or better, right? Our way of getting you guys motivated with something that's tangible right now, something that you can grasp right now. So for seniors, if you guys graduate as an Aspire student, C's or better in your A-G courses, we're going to have an In-N-Out truck at the end of the school year for you guys. We're going to have large raffles towards the end of the school year as well, where we're going to be raffling off items like video game consoles, PS5s, AirPods, bikes, things of that nature. We're going to do also gift cards. But then throughout the 6-week, 12-week grading periods, we're also going to be doing like general distribution of things like water bottles and drawstring bags with Aspire logos, right? Just different items to keep you guys motivated as you guys remain on track to be Aspire kids. So again, this is like our way of trying to say, okay, if none of the other stuff motivated you, here's something that's going to go directly into your hand, right? This is almost as close as we can get and straight giving you guys cash. So, you know, just think of it that way. I mean, we would all love cash, but obviously we can't do that. The other thing that you guys are going to get, so you'll get certificates about every 6 weeks for the grading period. Some of you guys might be like, I don't care about that. Some of you guys might love it, but what's really important with that is that you can use that for your resumes, right? If you guys are applying to jobs, even a regular job right out of high school, right? If you want to work at fast food, right? Any little certificate like that is going to be great on your resume. So that's kind of why we're doing that as well. For my graduating seniors, again, if you're an Aspire student, we're going to be giving you guys black cords at the end of the school year to signify that you made it and that you are an Aspire student. lots and lots of incentives for you guys. Hit my next slide. Thank you.